Hey, and welcome to our Tuesday night live video. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something profoundly powerful. The double P. PP. Okay. Profoundly powerful. We'll just stick with the double P. Anyway, before we jump in, if you have not hit the subscribe button, make sure to do so. Also, ring the bell. That way you do not miss any of our fit tips, our weight loss tips, or our healthy recipes that we do put up here. Low calorie, delicious. Can I get an amen? Sign me up. And then again, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, and the YouTube algorithm for some reason really likes that. So it really helps out the channel when you hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, let's jump right in. So tonight we are going to talk about something profoundly powerful, the double P. And this is something that I first learned about over a decade ago. And when I first learned about it, like sometimes you hear something and you have no idea how profound or how powerful it can be until you actually apply it to your own life. And that was kind of exactly how this worked. I heard about it, and it wasn't until I applied it and saw the fruit of it that I realized how profound this really was. And so we've all heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together. And we've all, heard find your tribe and love them hard and all those things. But what I will tell you is there have been studies done, and you are the sum of the 5 closest people to you. Financially, marriage, if you're a mom or a dad, your weight and your health, your personal growth. If you look at the 5 people that you have chosen to surround yourself with most, you are the sum. You will never rise too much higher than the 5 people that you choose to surround yourself with. Why? Because they are our biggest influencers on our life, in our life. They're our biggest influences. I can remember, I can't even remember the name of the TV show, but I can remember watching a TV show, and in that TV show, I think it was called like Temptation Island or something like that. They would take like committed men, like men that were married, they were committed to their spouses. Some of these men were Christians, which means they had a strong conviction on, infidelity was wrong. They weren't just married and committed. They had a conviction and took it to another level. I have a conviction that cheating on my wife is wrong. Okay? And they would put these people on an island with other beautiful people. Okay? And in the show, they were feeding them alcohol. They're on this tropical island. There's bathing suits. There's hot tubs. It's this magical environment. And these committed men and women who had a happy marriage going into it, many of them whom said, I'm not going to cheat. I'm committed to my spouse. And it wasn't Temptation Island. I can't remember the name of the show. Maybe it was. I don't know, but it was one of those shows, and a good majority of the people ended up cheating on their spouse. A good majority of the people ended up not coming home, staying faithful. Why? Because they were in an environment that set them up to cheat. Now, yes, it was still their decision, but it's the same thing all the way around. If you take a skinny person and you go ship them to a home, and in that home, there's, the whole family is morbidly obese. The whole family's overweight. The whole family's obese. And you tell that skinny person, you're going to live here for the next year. Chances are that person who's skinny, that's never struggled with their weight before, through having an entire household influence of morbidly obese or overweight, is going to come out of that 1 year gaining weight. Perfect example. Like, I was the person who was overweight my whole life, like topping the scale at 288 pounds, busting out of a size 22. And when I met my husband, he was he was skinny. Like skinny. His waist was a size 29. He didn't have any fat anywhere. He had rock hard core. you press on it and there's no fluff, there's no love handles, there's nothing hanging over his size 29 jeans. He had never been overweight. He never struggled with his weight. He had never been overweight. Well, I was morbidly obese. And as a morbidly obese person, how do you get morbidly obese? Well, you eat like a morbidly obese person. My habits were morbidly obese. So one of two things was going to happen. Like, I was either going to be influenced, and luckily my husband, he didn't always eat the healthiest, but he had some good genetics going in his favor, and he didn't eat crap. He didn't eat like I ate. But what happened over that next 5 years, my husband started having a weight problem. He wound up 50 pounds overweight. Now, sure, were they his decisions? Absolutely. But my husband was influenced by my morbidly obese ways. My husband was influenced by my morbidly obese decisions. Same thing with kids. If we are morbidly obese and we raise kids, their habits are more than likely going to be morbidly obese. Happened with me and my brother. My mom was extremely overweight growing up. And, she wasn't taught when she was younger healthy habits. And so my brother and I both had the same habits. We had different genetics. So I had a weight problem, ever since being a teenager. He was skinny as a rail. But all of a sudden, when he stopped being able to rely on those genetics, his habits showed through and he became overweight. So we were both overweight until I decided to, find some different influences and flock with some different people. But my point is, if you want to be a good wife, but the 5 closest people to you that you hang around all have marriage issues, you are the sum of your 5 closest relationships. If you want to be financially independent, but your best friend Sally blows every extra dime she has on another pair of shoes or another black dress or another tank top for the kids or whatever, another decoration that she does not need, no savings, no investments, blows everything she makes. If your friend's favorite thing to do is shopping and they have no investments, no money in the bank, they could not retire if they wanted to, and your goal is to be financially free, but you're hanging out with people that have a spending and shopping habit, you are the sum total. If you're trying to lose weight and be healthy, but you're hanging out with people who are overweight or and look, it's not even overweight. Have you ever been trying to lose weight and I've had this happen a couple different times. I've been trying to lose weight and you're hanging out with people and they start giving you crap about, oh, why are you eating like that? Like, why can't you have wine? Or why can't you have this alcohol? Or why can't you have a brownie? Why do you have to eat that dessert? And what the heck is this all for anyway? They're just constantly discouraging. You're choosing to work out, whether it's going to the gym or working out from home or working out on vacation or whatever it is you're doing. You're making a decision that's going to benefit your health. That's going to make your health better so you can be around longer on the planet, have more energy, feel better about yourself. And it's giving you crap. Why are you doing that? Like, that's even going to make a difference. Like, why do you want to work out? Or that's not going to work. Why don't you go do X, Y, Z? You ever notice you try to do something with your health? Everybody out now suddenly has an opinion on what you should be doing, even as a parent, right? Like, no one gave you a manual. You do the best you can, but everybody's got an opinion on how you should do it. Anyway, I can remember before I had kids, I was going to breastfeed. Or at least I thought I was. And I did. And I started talking about it. All my friends, even friends that didn't have kids, had an opinion on telling me what I needed to do to breastfeed. It was so funny. Anyway, and then I took a class and learned all this stuff, and most of them are wrong. Same thing with weight loss. Started losing weight, and everybody had an opinion, suggestion, idea. And it wasn't until I did it that I'm like, yeah, most of the people that gave me advice were, FOS, full of... That's okay. I've been FOS many times in my life. It's okay. But my point is, you have got to look at your goals with weight loss, your goals with your health, your goals with your life. And you've got to figure out my environment. Have I put myself into an environment that's going to help me hit my goals, or that's going to hurt me and take me farther away from my goals? Which one is it? Because it's either or. And there's been many times in life where I've had to look at the 5 closest people to me. Who am I choosing to spend the bulk of my time with? Who am I choosing to talk to on the phone? Who am I choosing to go visit or allow to visit me in our home? Who am I choosing to have my marriage around, me and my husband? Who am I choosing? Who am I choosing as my 5 closest people to me? Who? Because it's the 5 closest people to me that I am going to be the sum of. And when you look at it like that, it starts to change who you're choosing to spend time with, who you're choosing to let influence you. Think about it this way. I think all of us parents, if you're a parent, we want the best for our kids, right? Your kids will be the sum total of their 5 closest friends. So if their friends are disrespectful little brats who backtalk, who are dishonest, who don't follow directions, who don't obey, who basically beat to their own drum and do it their own way, and that's who's influencing your kids, and that's who your kids are hanging out with, it's going to be the sum total. And so like with our kids, I'm very picky on who they hang around, who they get to spend extended time with, even family. Very picky on whose house they get to go to and how much time they get to spend in those places. Why? Because I can't expect my kids to be able to, at 5 and 6 and 7 and less than a year old, they can't choose wisely for themselves. They're only going to choose in the moment. They can't have big picture thinking. And so if I told you right now, shut your eyes, and I want you to think about, where do you want your health to be in a year? Where do you want your body to be in a year? Where do you want your health to be in 5 years? Where do you want your body to be in 5 years? And is who you're currently hanging around going to help you get there? 6.5 years ago at Morbidly Obese, I was one of the biggest friends in my circle. There was people smaller than me, but none of them necessarily had what I wanted. And so I had to start going out and finding influences that I could start listening to. Even if, look, an influence doesn't have to be a friend. In today's world, we have social media, we have YouTube. There are people that we can spend time with, even if it's virtually. So one of the people that I went out and found, she was just into fitness. She had really never had a weight issue, but she was just into fitness, and she had what I wanted. She had discipline, she had dedication, she had commitment. She was persistent. And I started listening to her. Whenever she would be on live, I would watch. Whenever she would give tips, I would listen. I had to start finding people and putting whatever they had to say into here. And that was kind of like it wasn't even a friendship. It was a one-sided relationship. Like I was simply there to put the right things into here. Because when you put the right things into here, they can't help but come out here. When you put the right things in here, what you put in here affects what comes out of your mind, your mouth, and your hands. When you put the wrong things in here, it also affects what comes out of your mind, your mouth, and your hands. And so if you're not getting the result you want, you have to look at, what am I putting into here? And so maybe you're like, Carmen, I've struggled with my weight for a long time. Look, we have hours of content here on YouTube. I'm over on Instagram, Carmen O'Quinn. I'm on Facebook, Carmen O'Quinn. I used to, before we jumped over to YouTube, we had a page on Facebook, Real Weight Loss Formula, where I did a live every Tuesday night over there. There's, I mean, gosh, years of content, you know, over 100 videos of weight loss tips over there too. You've got to surround yourself, even if it's virtually, even if the person you're talking to doesn't know your name. Who are you allowing to influence you? Who are the 5 people that are influencing you? And I want you to hear me on this. Because every person you hang around, every person you listen to, even here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on a podcast, even the people that you press play and listen to are influencing you. And I'll give you an example. A couple years ago, I had liked somebody on Instagram who was basically a professional shopper. And they tried on things. It was fascinating to me. Like, they had grown this huge following and they basically tried on stuff. They talked about their favorite products, and that was what they did. They had affiliate links and all of that. And I'm not knocking affiliate links. Like, look, if somebody does the research and they introduce me to something, I'm all about using their affiliate link. Like, it doesn't cost me more money, and they did the research, so I didn't have to. But what started happening is I started visiting sites that I wouldn't normally be visiting. I started wanting different articles of clothing that I didn't even know existed or that I needed. I was choosing to expose myself to all these different things that I did not need. And my husband and I have a goal, and I am not lacking in clothes, shoes, makeup, sunglasses, any of those things, home decorations. Our home is decorated. I have a closet full of clothes. I have more shoes than, you know, a whole village needs, to be honest. And like, I'm not lacking in any of those areas. I have that. I have more bras than I can wear in 2 weeks. Like, you know, like I that's all covered. But I found myself on these sites looking. And all of a sudden it was just like, Carmen, what are you doing? You don't need this. Why all of a sudden are you so tempted to go buy all these clothes, to buy these shoes, to buy these accessories? Why are you on these sites? Not shopping for a gift, looking for you. And here I had been following this person on Instagram for a month, seeing their stories, seeing them shop, seeing them try on, seeing them introduce all these things to me that I needed. Inside of a month, I was doing the same thing, ready to pull the trigger and spend money on things I did not need because of this influence. Now, did she do anything wrong? No. Anyway, I'm not knocking that. What I'm telling you an example of, that's how quickly we are influenced to do things we wouldn't normally do. Go back to that TV show where they took a committed married person, put them on an island with people trying to seduce them, get them to make a bad decision. And within weeks, most of them did. Before they went in, most of them were committed to their marriage, committed to their spouse. You would see the interviews of them going in saying, this isn't gonna be hard at all. 1 week in, they're naked in a bed with someone that's not their spouse, doing things they said they weren't gonna do. Because of the different environment that they were allowing themselves to be in and how they were being influenced. What if you actually intentionally started picking your 5 people, not by chance, but by choice? What if you started being strategic with the people you had in your life? That they were people that were actually going to pull you up instead of dragging you down. They were people that were going to help bring the best out in you instead of the worst out in you. They were going to actually be people that just by their very presence were going to make you a better human being and a more encouraging human being instead of being a gossiping jerk, a better wife. You know, I have a girls trip coming up with some of my very best girlfriends on the planet. And the thing I'm most excited about is I know coming out of that girls trip, I'm going to be a more committed wife. I'm going to be a more committed mom. I'm going to be a better person coming out of that trip than I will be going into it. Why? Because the people that are coming, that are going to be staying with us on that trip, are not women that are going to be slandering their husbands. They're not women who they're women that are going to bring me up, not down. Does that make sense? And when you intentionally surround yourself with those kinds of people, when you intentionally choose your tribe of 5, the tribe you're chilling with, the tribe, look, and that's what I love what I do. I'm a health coach. I'm a weight loss coach. I work with women from all over the world. And we've created a family tribe of weight loss and fit women, or people that are on their way there. And we love each other hard. And we high five each other on our encouragements. And we pick each other up on our bad days. But they are a tribe of women that encourage me when I say, yes, I ate the broccoli and not the cheesecake. Yes, my back hurt this morning from sleeping on it wrong, but I still got up and did my workout anyway, and I just modified and I did what I could. They encourage me instead of saying, why are you eating that? No, why can't you have wine? Why are you working out? Gosh, you're just weird. Why are you trying to become your best self anyway? You're good enough already. We all need encouragers. So make sure you intentionally have some in your life, even if they start off like mine did, most of them. Most of mine started off as one-way relationships. They didn't even know me. I found them. I became a fan. I started listening. I started letting their words penetrate my ear, letting it influence me in the direction I wanted to go, instead of just hanging out with whoever's there and thinking that it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. So start thinking about your tribe of 5. Start thinking about who you're choosing to hang out with, because it matters more than you know. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Check out some of our other videos, and hopefully I'll see you live. Maybe we can be a tribe together. Yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday night, and Wednesday, and Friday, and Monday, or what other day you press play on YouTube. So.